The institutions are piling into crypto full speed ahead, and it's accelerating rapidly right now. This is a crypto newsletter. It's June 22nd. It's 10:40 a.m. Let's dive into it because we got Citadel, Fidelity, Charles Schwab launch crypto exchange EDX Markets. According to the latest details from a press release, a new crypto exchange called EDX Markets hit the market with its official launch. Citadel, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, Sequoia Capital, Virtue Financial, and Paradigm have collaborated to launch the new digital asset program. So we have here, EDX Markets will follow a non-custodial model. EDX, the newly unveiled crypto marketplace, has established itself as the preferred choice for industry leaders by incorporating best practices from traditional finance. In addition, the exchange aims to deliver exceptional benefits to its customers, including enhanced liquidity, competitive quotes, and a unique non-custodial model that addresses conflicts of interest. In this model, the exchange operates as a marketplace where customers' assets are not directly handled. Instead, participating firms utilize the services of EDX to establish trade prices. Additionally, by functioning as an intermediary platform, EDX facilitates transactions between parties, offering a distinct setup and trade execution. The press release also talks about the launch of EDC clearing later this year. Furthermore, EDX clearing will allow traders to settle trades matched on EDC markets. As of now, the exchange provides trading in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. The CEO said that EDX's ability to attract new investors and partners in the face of sector headwinds demonstrates the strength of our platform and the demand for a safe, compliant cryptocurrency market. There we go. It's absolutely here to stay. It's just a matter of now these big institutions trying to get their piece of the pie. We saw BlackRock file a Bitcoin ETF application. We saw Fidelity rumored to do it. Now we're seeing these heavyweights launch a crypto exchange. At the same time, 2 weeks ago, we had Soros Fund Management CEO saying now's the perfect opportunity to strike for the traditional players to get in and lead the way as far as the crypto market. And that's what we're seeing right now. So it seems like it was all calculated, and now we're seeing the rollouts of these heavyweights here. Now we saw huge news out of Ripple. Singapore Monetary Authority proposes standards for digital currency programmability. So digital currency, purpose-bound money, government vouchers, government payouts, commercial vouchers, learning accounts. So then we go to today, the Monetary Authority of Singapore published a white paper proposing standards for digital money. The focus is on programmability, whether the underlying digital money is a central bank digital currency, a tokenized bank deposit, or a stable coin. In all cases, it envisions the use of distributed ledger. The MAS wrote the white paper in collaboration with the International Monetary Fund, the Bank to Italy, Bank of Korea, banks such as DBS and JP Morgan, and fintech firms. It extends Monetary Authority Singapore's previous work on purpose-bound money, where the simplest analogy is a voucher. Since MAS floated the PBM idea, multiple central banks have insisted that their future retail CBDCs will not be programmable. The ECB director said the digital euro would never be programmable money. The ECB would not set any limitations on where, when, and to whom people can pay with the digital euro. That would be a tantamount to a voucher, and central banks issue money, not vouchers. The Monetary Authority Singapore white paper addresses this concern, comparing the above sort of programmability to programmable money, which central banks prefer to avoid. Most central banks, including the ECB, support private sector programmable payments, such as being able to specify a payment based on a condition. So the programmability should not limit the distribution of money or lead to fragmentation of liquidity. Suggestion of purpose-bound money is a third path, combining some features of programmable payments and programmable money. And then it goes into how it works. So PBM functions like a wrapper. Sticking with the voucher and analogy, a digital currency could be wrapped as collateral and have conditions attached. It might be redeemed to buy certain brands of goods and can only be used at defined lists of stores. Once the retailer receives the PBM, it is unwrapped and reverts to being digital currency usable for any purpose. The white paper outlines a list of potential other use cases. For example, an upfront payment might be made for business services, but the corporation can only access the money when they fulfill the service delivery. That's honestly huge. That's huge. The sale of a property is another example where payment can be released when conditions are met. It could avoid the sometimes risky process of depositing life savings with a lawyer. And MAS envisions applications for governments to disperse aid that could use commercial bank deposit tokens. A number of pilot use cases are in progress, including for e-commerce escrow payments with Amazon, Faz, and Grab. The money is only released when a customer receives their delivery. Another pilot is for cashback rewards with DBS, Grab, Faz, Nets, and UOB. Meanwhile, this week has seen two publications relating to the future of interoperability of CBDCs and bank deposit tokens. The IMF shared a paper on its XC platform for cross-border payments, and the BIS released a report on the unified ledger. Huge news there. Then we had this from Stuart Alderati. MAS has built a workable framework that truly unites consumer protection, market integrity, and innovation. They've also outlined a clear taxonomy to classify and regulate digital assets, making it possible for companies like Ripple to build and offer compliant products. It's been said many times, but bears repeating. Regulatory clarity is what will help drive crypto utility for real-world use cases. And that's where the money is. Then we had this from Ripple. We're honored to obtain in-principle approval of a major payments institution license from the MAS, allowing us to offer regulated digital asset products and services and scale customer use of ODL. There we go. Then we got this from, I think it was Brad Garlinghouse with that. Yeah. So as a major global financial center, Singapore led the way in taking a pragmatic innovation first approach to crypto. We're incredibly proud. Ripple is one of a handful of firms, less than 20, to receive in-principle approval for a MAS MPI license for digital payment token services. So things are heating up. It's accelerating. Doesn't matter what the SEC and the US wants to do as far as holding back this space, because they can't. It's a worldwide thing. We're seeing developments rapidly accelerate. And the US is just holding themselves back. They ain't holding crypto back. Well, in a sense they are, because we probably see more growth with the US involved. But ultimately, when the US joins and they fully give the green light, nothing will be the same. That's when really we see the hyper boom kick off. But before then, we can see positive news like this, and we can see adoption across the board that will ultimately still continue to drive prices up and the fundamental growth of cryptos and digital assets up. Then we saw the IMF working on a global central bank digital currency platform. We broke this news. It's working on that platform for central bank digital currencies to enable transactions between countries. CBDC should not be fragmented national propositions, have more efficient and fair transactions. We need systems that connect countries. We need interoperability. For this reason, at the IMF, we are working on the concept of a global CBDC platform. The IMF wants central banks to agree on a common regulatory framework for digital currencies that will allow global interoperability. Failure to agree on a common platform would create a vacuum that would likely be filled by cryptocurrencies. CBDC is a digital currency controlled by a central bank. Already 114 central banks are at some stage of CBDC exploration, with about 10 already crossing the finish line. So we already got like close to 10% already crossing the finish line. If countries develop CBDCs only for domestic deployment, we are underutilizing their capacity. Georgieva stressed that CBDC should be backed by assets, and added that cryptocurrencies are an investment opportunity when backed by assets. But when they are not, they're a speculative investment. Love it. Then we have central banks successfully test over 30 CBDC use cases, including offline payments. We know this. And then we saw that central banks successfully test DLT and linking financial settlement systems. So that's that interoperability that they're talking about. The interlinking of all these real-time domestic payment systems for each country with CBDC wholesale and interoperability in mind for seamless foreign exchange conversion, value transfer, value exchange. Huge stuff, man. Huge stuff. I can't say it enough. So Project Meridian, to build a prototype that could potentially speed up and reduce cost of transactions, central bank real-time gross settlement systems. With other financial markets, infrastructures, ledgers automatically orchestrating the exchange and ownership of funds and assets in a resilient and secure way. Then we have digital pound should be interoperable with crypto, UK lobbyists say. This was today, breaking news. Stakeholders also want the Bank of England to consider tougher caps on individual digital pound holdings to prevent bank runs. So they're trying to limit the amount. Lobbying groups and crypto companies in the UK are generally welcoming of the government's plans for a digital pound, but some of them believe the currency should be interoperable with crypto in order to be suitable for the future. The UK opened its plans for a digital pound for public comment in February, just as its neighbor, the EU, pushed ahead with plans for a digital euro. The UK government has proposed a platform model where the Bank of England would provide infrastructure for a central bank digital currency and allow private companies to integrate and provide wallets to connect to other services. So we have that going on. And then we have crypto custody firm BitGo cancels Prime Trust acquisition. Prime Trust has been losing clients and deposits to competitors for weeks amid mounting concerns over its business. I'm not sure who's tied up with BitGo, their custody service, but we'll have to see how this pans out. Hopefully somebody will acquire them. Then we have Dutch bank seeks crypto custody license approval in Germany. So we're seeing these, traditional institutions step in, leading the charge. They're ready to go. German investment bank Dutch Bank has applied to Germany's financial regulator to provide custody service for crypto. I can confirm that Dutch Bank has applied to BaFin for a license for crypto custody. The application is seen as part of a broader strategy to boost fee revenue for its corporate bank unit. And they were considering investments in 2 German crypto companies to boost growth. The companies were Dutch Digital Assets, which offers crypto exchange traded products, and Tradias, a market making firm. There we go. So now we got the next thing, which is tokenization might be a $5 trillion opportunity. I would say it'd be more than that. The latest price moves in crypto markets. Okay, let's go down. Tokenization is the process by which real world assets are converted into blockchain based tokens. And the size of the tokenization opportunity could be as much as 5 trillion over the next 5 years. They're lowballing that. If we're talking about real world assets, we're talking about real estate, we're talking that's like, all the world's money in one visualization. Like, this isn't even updated to 2023. This is 3 years ago, and you're talking real estate alone is at 280.6 trillion total. So 5 trillion, they're lowballing that. But we have let's go to the next thing. Alibaba's new chairman will be crypto friendly. So Alibaba, huge in China, has been an active Web3 investor, once tweeted, "I like crypto." So we're seeing everybody across the board, from every country to the highest kind of peoples in their industry, they're hopping on board. Hong Kong's framework as it exists today is highly unattractive. The market is small and unproven. Banking partnerships are non-existent, and products are highly restricted. Banks have been reluctant to get on board. The Hong Kong Monetary Authority forced to put pressure on some of the largest names in finance to bring on crypto clients. The rest of the country, there's an embrace of digital assets on the blockchain so long as they don't have crypto. Okay, so Alibaba might know something we don't and wants an executive team ready for crypto in China when that day comes. This could also just be the company moving around executives and putting one of its founders at the top. Man, I fully believe this is going to be the biggest crypto bull run of all time. This is when all the floodgates get let open. We're going to see tons and tons of adoption, like real world adoption, as well as just like every single country just given the green light, and it's going to be like, go. And then we're going to see a flood into this space. Then we see crypto is not dead. Fortune 500 companies bullish on the space. More than 80% of Fortune 500 companies have crypto initiatives, a Coinbase report shows. We go down here. Those 3 areas comprise over 75% of all initiatives, which is early entrants circa 2020, includes Citi, Google, Goldman Sachs. The state of crypto corporate adoption. Companies in the finance, technology, and retail sectors have been prominent adopters of crypto technology. We have so many companies and industries that will be affected by this, and so many we got Louis Vuitton, we got Walmart, we got, I believe there was like something with McDonald's as well too. We got banks, we got sports, we got every single industry is tapping into digital assets, Web3, blockchain, and this whole new era of value and tokenization of assets. Truly unreal. Then we have Algorand cuts block time after new upgrade. The protocol upgrade includes several improvements intended to make application development faster and more cost efficient. They upgraded their protocol on Thursday today. They reduced their block time to 3.3 seconds from 3.8 seconds. Okay, so that's interesting. Then we have HSBC MasterCard file more crypto-related trademark applications. HSBC and MasterCard, 2 major players in the banking and payment industries, have submitted additional trademark applications related to cryptocurrencies with the USPTO. MasterCard's filing focused on crypto and blockchain transactions, while HSBC's applications focuses on metaverse banking and services related to NFTs. We have Amazon collaborating in pilot program for new CBDC proposed by IMF and central banks. The Monetary Authority of Singapore has published a white paper that proposes conditions for the use of central bank digital currencies, tokenized bank deposits, and stablecoins. The white paper was produced in collaboration with the International Monetary Fund, Bank to Italy, and the Bank Korea, and it's currently paired with a pilot program that Amazon and several other corporate giants are participating in. I would have to say that Ripple, I'm going to speculate on that Ripple would be a part of that, because you have this Monetary Authority of Singapore releasing this white paper in conjunction collaboration with the IMF, who just released that huge news the other day, and then with Bank Italy, Bank Korea, and Amazon. We all know the speculation with Amazon and Ripple. And then all of a sudden last night, you see that Ripple gets that MPI license from the Monetary Authority of Singapore, and it's less than 20 people or companies have that. Guys, the stars are aligning. The stars are aligning. It's right in our face right now. So this is absolutely massive. And it's just, to me, so much confirmation over the past couple of weeks, man. It's been nuts. Ledger releases white paper for hardware wallet seed recovery tool. We're going to have to get Alan to dig deep on this and see if this is the case. But major hardware crypto wallet provider Ledger is getting closer to launching its planned solution to allow users to back up and recover a Ledger device seed. And there was so much drama about this, but it's expected to be launched in Q4 2023. And yeah, we're going to have to get Alan to run this up and see if this is safe or not. But let's see. Binance founder and CEO CZ also questioned the benefits of the new tool. So the seed can leave the device now. Sounds like a different direction than your keys never leave the device. And then they're saying that it does not change the security. Yeah, the window is closing. The window to front run institutional demand is closing. And honestly, let me actually share this on top of it. Did y'all see that Bitcoin hit $138,000 on Binance US the other day? Literally the other day. Yesterday, $138,000 on a wick to hit that 1618 extension. Like, that could be a front run of telling and forecasting what could happen in Bitcoin in the future here. And it's just such a flex to say you have one Bitcoin, to be honest. But if we can take $1,000 pair-to-pair trade with that to accumulate one Bitcoin, and even if, say, in a year or two it goes to zero, we'll be long sold by then. Yeah, that was crazy. $138,000 Bitcoin on Binance US, totally nuts. That could be front running and forecasting what's on the horizon here. And it's truly crazy. So the great accumulation of Bitcoin has begun for sure, because Fidelity, Invesco, WisdomTree, and Valkyrie have followed investment giant BlackRock in applying for a Bitcoin spot ETF, 5 Bitcoin ETF applications in 5 days. So the great accumulation of Bitcoin has begun between institutions and retail investors. This is the first time ever that retail investors could get in before institutional investors. So he's saying right here that the floodgates for buying Bitcoin are closing fast. The great accumulation of Bitcoin has begun. Anyone watching the flurry ETF filings understands the window to purchase pre-IPO Bitcoin before ETFs go live and open the floodgates is closing fast. If Bitcoin was the most obvious and the best investment of the past decade or previous decade, this will likely be the most obvious and best trade of this decade. And then if you look at what happened to gold when it got its first gold ETF listed on the NYSE, bang, went from like $300 all the way up to $1,800, $2,000. So yeah, man. Yeah, it's time. It's time. Like I said, the hyper boom, the biggest bull market in history. Then Bank of Japan begins pilot for Japanese CBDC. We're seeing the Bank of Japan has announced the launch of a 3-year pilot program for central bank digital currency, a digital version of the yen. With the world's third largest economy, a successful launch of digital yen could pave the way for CBDCs to become mainstream in Japan and transform how people pay for everything in their day-to-day activities. Exploring CBDCs for the Japanese economy, Japan joins a growing list of countries exploring a digital version of the currency. Although CBDCs aren't really cryptocurrencies, their inspiration comes from the innovation that comes with blockchain technology. And if we go to the future of money in Japan, a digital yen could significantly impact Japan's economy in several ways. They predict that by 2030, up to 5 trillion of CBDCs could be circulating in major economies worldwide. With 1 billion plus users using blockchain distributed ledger technology in their everyday lives, if the pilot is successful, Japan may become the first major economy to issue a CBDC. However, Japan isn't the only country exploring the possibility of injecting CBDCs into their economy. The increasing interest in CBDCs worldwide show how digital currencies could reshape finance. More than 114 countries are actively considering rolling out a CBDC, and China have recently launched pilot tests of its own CBDC, and countries like India and Australia are also on the heels of testing a pilot program. There we go. Then we have the Federal Reserve sees stablecoin as a form of money, wants robust role in its oversight, Powell says. The Federal Reserve Chair gave his opinion on draft crypto legislation at the House Financial Services Committee semi-annual Fed policy hearing, saying that we do see payment stablecoins as a form of money, and we believe that it would be appropriate to have quite a robust federal role in what happens in stablecoins going forward. Allowing a lot of private money creation at the state level would be a mistake. But like this is huge. We're seeing the narrative do a full 180 across the board. Huge stuff going on. And then we had 2023 new value report, crypto trends and businesses and beyond for Ripple. Exclusive look inside the mind of global finance leaders, their perspectives and sentiment toward crypto market trends, digital asset technology. Over 70% of global finance leaders say their confidence in the crypto industry has increased in the past 6 months. And then if we go down, by connecting the dots and addressing any industry noise, New Value provides an up-to-date, holistic view of where and how and why crypto and blockchain are intersecting across industries, what finance leaders expect next. I'm going to have to download this and we'll cover this in a deep dive later today. We'll do crypto trends, businesses, and beyond. So subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment. What do you think, man? You think it's about to be a crazy summer or about to be boring? Seeing a lot of things heating up right now. Tons of stuff accelerating at the moment. It seems to me it's going to be a hot summer. I don't think it's going to be a cruel one. So definitely stay in the game this summer. Don't just check out. You want to be kind of at least tapped in on a day-to-day basis, at least for a couple minutes and 10, 15 minutes a day to know and understand what's going on and keeping up with all this, because a week without being tapped in, it's like you missed like 2 months worth of stuff with how much stuff gets released on a day-to-day basis. So stay tapped in. Don't check out for the summer. These next 6 months could decide how you live for the next 60 years. So tap in, hit the link in the bio, join the Discord, come say what up. I'll say what up too, and I'll see you in the next video.